Hi. Today I want to talk about how acupuncture works. And some of you might have experienced acupuncture and you know the results and it actually works magic. But how does it work? Maybe you haven't really gotten into that, or maybe you haven't tried acupuncture because it's like, oh, the needles, no, I don't like it. Or I don't know what that is. And so I want to explain a little bit about it. Just so you uh, understand it a little better. The body has the capacity to heal itself, to bring homeostasis, to bring balance to itself. The body will do anything. Really, this magical, incredible machine, so capable of creating life and creating cells and reproducing itself and brain plasticity and all of these wonderful things, also has the capacity to bring balance in your body. We tend to treat our bodies not as good as we should, and still the body forgives us and creates more healing for ourselves. So acupuncture is used to kind of help the body remember that how to bring homeostasis. It helps the body sort of recharge and kind of it helps the body find its own way, to remember its own way. Um, Chinese acupuncturists, they actually were looking for ways to keep the body healthy. They didn't want just to cure illnesses. They don't want to wait. They wanted to prevent and say, how can we keep it healthy so people don't spend so much money in healthcare and in doctors and all that? How can we keep and prevent illness? And so they started researching and they found that the body has this little wirings all over the body called meridians. And there are these wirings the size of a hair, just little tiny things. They injected a solution and they saw how it ran throughout the entire body and connected in specific points in the body. Now, it's similar to the wiring in a house. Before you build a house, you have to plan where the lights are going to go and where the plugs are going to go and everything. And the same in a house, that you turn a switch here and the light goes on, or you have the hair dryer on and the vacuum cleaner and the toaster going and the breaker goes off. The same with our body. We have a very similar system where we have breakers, where things break down. Um, Not to use the pun, but things break down, things go off. You might have a pain here, but it might be related to something else. And so, what acupuncturists do, or the placing of the needle does, is that it sort of um, helps the energy flow through the body the way it's supposed to flow, and to sort of switch the breaker back on. Um, Now, there are various places in the body that are sort of like a mini chart of the entire body. So acupuncturists use the ear, and the ear is sort of like a baby. They use it like that, or they use the hand, or they use the feet. And so the hand is sort of like a person, and the head and the back and the front and the organs and things like that. And so what they do, they put needles or something to put pressure, something to create this current of electricity to run through our electric being and sort of like, wake up, come on body, you can do this, let me give you a little impulse, a little umph to get you going into healing yourself. And this whole body has like sections where you put a needle on your leg, on your calf, and it activates your intestines or things like that. So acupuncturists study the entire body system, and they know, oh, when I put a needle in this part of your ear, then that helps with the body. This signals the body and says, ah, we gotta work on the intestines, or we gotta work on those things. And sort of like when you put when you turn the switch of the light and you turn it on or off, and what you're really working is the electrical current that goes into the light bulb. The same with this piece of here in your ear, the needle that you put in your ear or in your hands or in your part of your body. It sends that current of electricity and says turn on. So like the electrical body, our body is all electricity. You do electrocardiograms, you see the topology of, is it topology? The tomography, sorry, of your brain by electrical currents. And the way that our brain works is through electricity too. The whole body is electrical. You are shuffling your feet in carpet, and then you touch something metal, your car or something, then you get zapped. We are all electricity, and we are all water. Water is a conductor of electricity. So when we use acupuncture, what we're doing is actually enhancing the flow of electricity in our body, so the body functions the way it's supposed to function. So the body organs have the proper way of functioning. And a good acupuncturist will combine nutrition, will combine chiropractic, will combine a series of modalities to help the body recover its own ability to support itself. The body is incredible, and I think we need to treat it well. Acupuncture, the way the meridians work, is similar to the Indian description of chakras. It's sort of like the chakras are these main centers where electricity just comes in and out. And so the meridians are also currents of electricity that go through our entire body, and they meet at a certain point, like the spleen, like the main glands, the thyroid gland, the pineal gland, all these glands, they meet and they function there. That's where their circuit breaker is. Now, the needles function sort of like a small current of electricity. It doesn't really hurt. It's sort of like, you pinch your cheek, and doesn't really hurt much. You No, actually, it doesn't hurt. You put a little needle in your ear, and it's just like a mosquito bit you. Nothing major. But that little tiny needle can send a current of electricity that changes the energy flow in your body. The Chinese call it the qi. You've seen people talk about Tai Chi. Tai Chi is like the movement of that qi, that energy, the life force that keeps you alive. So I hope that was helpful, and if you have any more questions about that, I have great resources and I can answer your questions. So you can shoot me an email or just comment below and tell me what you think. If I made a mistake, I doubt it, but I've studied this a lot, and I might be wrong though. Who knows? Anyway, just comments there. I just want to hear about you and what you think, and if this was helpful for you. Okay? All right. See you soon.